Happy Workout Wednesday!
Hello, everybody. Happy Workout Wednesday.
I'm messy today.
I'm not. She said I got the Superman flip.
Yeah.
Looks like a little wave.
Uh-huh. Oh, is that you riding the wave?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm riding the wave.
Okay.
I'm in flow, bro.
Oh, how's the Clear the Clutter challenge so far for you?
It's going pretty good. So happy Wednesday. Welcome back to day 3 of our Clear the Clutter challenge.
Yeah. And how's that clutter coming out?
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Today's all about
Clearing
the pipes.
Cleaning the pipes,
Yeah.
clearing the clutter. Actually, it's kind of how the name Clear the Clutter kind of came from what we're going to talk about today. So, yeah, clearing the clutter, it's so important. I don't even know what the percentages are. I think it's like 80, 90% of people in
your country now.
Yeah, 80-90% of Americans have something called leaky gut. And leaky gut is not good because it means that you need to clear the clutter.
Yeah.
And there's 3 things that we're going to talk about that will help you if you implement them. Today we've talked about these things, so there's nothing new, but we're going to put a new spin on it, and we're going to talk about clearing the clutter. And those 3 things are...
Wait, before you tell them, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about leaky gut.
You tell them, because I'm going to turn the fancy light.
Because, leaky gut is this term that I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of. It's like it's thrown around everywhere now. Like 5 years ago, you might not have heard it as prevalent as we do today. So somebody would say, oh, you got leaky gut. And then my gut, you might be like totally confused. Like, my gut's not leaking.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't see leakage anywhere.
No.
What does this mean exactly? So maybe we should tell them a little bit what it means before we tell them how to fix it.
Okay. So basically, the lining of your intestine, which is your gut, is your skin turned inside out, right? So just imagine your skin, a very, very thin layer, because we all know how thin our skin is.
Yeah.
The lining of your intestine is like your skin turned inside out.
Yeah.
And when we eat the standard American diet, salt, oil, sugar, processed, refined foods, highly processed foods, and foods with toxic oils, just all the bad foods.
Yeah, those oils are really bad.
What it does is it breaks down that very thin lining, and it starts to permeate the lining. And what happens is it gets little cracks and the junctions where that connect the lining of your gut, and little pieces of bacteria that are in your gut get into the cracks and they leak into your bloodstream. So basically what's happening is the lining of your gut is being compromised. It's not protecting you anymore. And that bacteria that is supposed to go through your system and do all kinds of things
good stuff
is getting into your blood.
And that's not good.
And it's not good. And the worst case is septic, where you become septic and you get so much crap in your blood.
You have to go to the hospital.
You have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's not good. Let's prevent that.
But here's the thing.
There's 3 easy things.
Here's the thing. Before it gets to where you get septic and you have to go to the hospital, what ends up happening is people get autoimmune issues.
Yeah.
Hashimoto's, diverticulitis, IBS, inflammatory bowel syndrome. All these different autoimmune issues are the body's way to try to protect itself, to try to heal itself.
Yeah.
So the autoimmune issues are an overreaction of, like say you get a cut on your hand, right?
Yeah.
And you keep it clean and you keep all the germs out, i.e. bacteria. What happens? It heals good. But if you don't keep the germs out, you don't keep the bacteria out, it gets infected, it festers, it gets pus,
and then you gotta get your finger cut off.
Well, you got a big problem, right? So the inside is just like the outside. When you think about your skin, just remember that the lining of your gut is your gut turned inside out.
Yeah.
And you got to keep it clean. And the way to keep it clean are these 3 things that we're going to tell you about.
Okay. Number 1, drink water.
Number 1 is intermittent Fasting.
Yeah.
So intermittent fasting is something that I've been doing now. Well,
You always do it.
well, I don't do it like I used to. I'm not as strict as I used to be.
But let's get strict again.
I'm going to get strict again, and I'm glad we're doing the challenge. So intermittent fasting is you have certain periods of time where you eat and certain times that you don't eat.
Yeah.
The most common one is 8-16, where you eat for 8 hours and you don't eat for 16 hours, and this is great. So the best way to do it is not eat 4 hours before you go to bed. Don't eat 4 hours when you first wake up. That's 8 hours. You're asleep for 8 hours. That's 16 hours of no food.
Yeah.
And then the other 8 hours you're awake, you just eat.
And basically, it depends on what time you get up in the morning. Like,
Right.
if I get up at 3:30 and I start eating by 8:39, and then I stop by 4:35.
Right. So the intermittent fasting is going to help your body clear that clutter, move everything through, and then there's so many other health benefits to the intermittent fasting.
Yeah. So the times when you're fasting, your body doesn't have to work hard digesting. It can go and do things in other areas.
Right, exactly. So we've done other videos on intermittent fasting. We'll get into that more. We actually did a fasting challenge a little while ago, so we can tag you in that.
I tried really hard on that, but I didn't go through the full time.
Yeah. So the next one
is
fiber. So all these tips that we're giving you, we've you can type fiber, you could type intermittent fasting, you could type water, and you could type gut triad. You can search all these things that we're showing because there's videos taking deeper dives into all of these.
Yeah.
So the next one is fiber.
Yeah. The diversity of plants.
The diversity of plants. We did a book study called Fiber, the Fiber Fuel book study, where we learned all the amazing things about fiber. So there's two types of fiber. There's water soluble fiber and fat soluble fiber. So you need two different types of fiber.
Maybe give them a couple examples.
Well, let's see. Fiber like from vegetables is fiber that's going to get into your gut and it's going to ferment and it's going to create short chain fatty acids. That's why your grains are so important. So that's going to be a lighter, like a water, that doesn't really like catch anything. It's just fiber that your body can't break down. So it's going to ferment in your body. The other type of fiber is the fiber that helps you poop, like chia, flax, hemp. Some people use what the old people use the Metamucil, which is horrible.
That's what you call that stuff again?
Psyllium husk.
Oh yeah.
Psyllium husk.
I remember a long time ago when Dr. Oz has his show. He used to talk big about psyllium husk, but not the Metamucil. Just putting it in your water and drinking it.
So this type of fiber is so important because it like cleans your pipes on the inside. It's like
pushes everything.
It pushes everything down, and it just keeps everything moving. It's kind of, you got to look at it like this. It's kind of like this paper towel, right? It's got to push everything through. But if there was a bunch of holes in here, it would just go right through. So the fiber pushes everything out. It's so super important. Again, if you want to learn more about how important fiber is, type fiber fuel in the chat or in the search bar.
Okay.
And you'll find out all about it. Okay, the next one is water. Water's so important.
Yeah.
Water.
I have issues with water.
Yeah.
I forget all the time how good you feel. I mean, really, I know the days that I am well hydrated, I feel so much better.
You know what the worst thing in the world is?
Being dehydrated and constipated?
Yes, too much fiber and not enough water.
Yeah.
Because what happens...
if you eat those chia seeds without water...
Oh, quick story. One time I told my friend about chia seeds, how amazing they are. She went out and she bought chia seeds, right?
Yeah, which friend?
No, I'm not going to mention names. Not going to name names, okay? So I told her how amazing the chia seeds were, and she called me a couple days later, and she's like, these things really aren't working that well for me. My stomach, it just doesn't feel right, and when I go to the bathroom, I'm stuck. I'm backed up, and I'm like, oh, well, I never had any problems with them. I says, well, how are you eating? Well, guess what she was doing? She was eating the seeds out of the bag, whole. No, don't do that. You got to add water to them because they expand up. They hold up to 50 times the amount of water of their size. So
it's kind of like that grape and the raisin.
Right. Same thing. Yeah. You eat a raisin. You just swallow a raisin. Guess what? It'll come out the other end of the grape because it absorbs all the water.
Yeah.
So it's so important to have water. to clear the clutter, to keep everything moving. Because, did you know that even when you have diarrhea and you're constipated, you could be constipated and have diarrhea.
Yeah,
I know
'cause
it's
it
kind of
can't
gross
get through.
because it can't get
It's
through,
stuck, and then the water
and you get
stops.
even more dehydrated. So you got to be hydrated. Okay.
So what's the homework?
The last thing to clear the clutter is something that's really cool. It's called the Gut Triad. We put it in there. It's an actual supplement that has fiber, short chain fatty acids, and it has some really cool things to clear the clutter. It comes from one of our companies that we're involved with, but it's suggested.
It works amazing.
It's suggested by a gentleman named Dr. Eric Naputi, and he's the one that actually coined the phrase "clear the clutter," because this Gut Triad is actually designed to go into your intestines and clear everything out. And you know what happens if you don't clear the clutter? Not only do you have leaky gut, not only do you have the autoimmune issues, but you're not absorbing any vitamins and nutrients into your body.
That's terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
The old saying is, you are what you eat, but that's not necessarily. You are what you
absorb.
absorb, and you are what you eats. We can get more into that too later with the gut bacteria. So today's homework, simple.
Okay.
How do you clear your clutter?
What do you do?
What do you do?
Okay.
Are you intermittent fasting?
Exercise.
Are you having plenty of fiber? Are you drinking enough water? And if you want more information about the Gut Triad, reach out to us and we can set you up with that. The stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
There hasn't been one person that I've suggested this to that hasn't tried it, that hasn't gotten some sort of benefit. So
in fact, my friend Donna, she got benefits immediately, and she had gut issues her entire life.
yeah,
And that was just after a month or so on being on the
so important, so important. And they say that your gut is your second brain, and it's where your hormones are created. And like I said, there's just so much to all of this. We can't really get into too much of it in a 10-minute video, but if you want to learn more about the Gut Triad or how to clear the clutter, that's what we're here for.
And
so
you got to get going because you got to kick my butt.
we're out of here. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Clear the clutter.